Hello, everybody. I am Hoardergamer, and this is Hoarder's comic Flex. I hope you're all doing well. Avengers Forever number 8, and free to flex on this person named VCR. Well, I don't blame you to want me to flex on VCR. What part of my knowledge should I flex on VCR, Alaris? Avengers Forever number 8. I think that came out. Did that come out this week or does it come out next week? Hello, Kiki. How you doing? We're going to start today with a review. That's usually what we do. We usually start with a review. And we're going to have some toys. We're going to talk games. I'll try to be entertaining. No promises. I'll try. I'm going to try to be entertaining. And we'll see how it goes. First off, everybody. Marvel Midnight Suns. So, this is okay. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with the new game, which is a little upsetting. I thought it was going to be a tie-in for the new game, and it doesn't seem to be. It comes off, this first issue anyway, like a young adult Strange Academy. So Strange Academy is like this school for magic, where young sorcerers and witches and wizards are taught. And basically there's this young lady who is a living zombie. The only thing that stops her transformation is a necklace. And the forces of darkness and evil are after her, and they come to the school to find her. But as you can see, Blade, Magic, and Wolverine and Nico Minoru are there. So it doesn't go well for them. Plus a version of the Ghost Rider called Spirit Rider. And Blade was just there to teach a class on how to kill vampires. So that's a cool scene, actually. He's in a classroom. All of a sudden, magic opens up a portal. Vampires start entering the classroom. And Blade says, grab your stakes. And they just cut away from that. It was like, oh, that's insane. So that was cool. There's also this whole connection of Nico to what's going on. And we don't know how or why yet. I kind of want to read issue 2. I'm not super hyped for it. This was just okay. You know? It's not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's just not what I expected. And maybe I'm a little disappointed that it doesn't seem to connect to the game. Because I thought that, you know, a Midnight Suns comic series, I think it's 5 or 6 issues. This is issue 1, came out today. I thought it was going to connect to the new game. Because there hasn't been a Midnight Suns book in a long time. So, it didn't say it was connected to the game. I just thought it might be. So, but yeah, like I said, it's okay. It's not great. It's okay. Anyone have any questions on Midnight Suns number 1? I think it was $3.99. If anyone's wondering the price, because some books are like $3.99, some are $4.99. It all depends. But that was our first comic book review, everybody, and we have a second one. I had a little fun this week, so I teased that there'd be one review, and what comic would it be? I decided to review both. So we'll have a second review coming up. There's usually 2 every week, but I figured I'd have fun and make people think that, you know, oh, we probably aren't going to review this. Oh. Now, one of the issues when there's so many cool books coming out like this is there's some certain books you can't review and have the time for and everything. And that this week, it's 10,000 Black Feathers, and it's by Lemire Lemire and Sorrentino. And it's part of the Bone Orchard Mythos horror series. It is part 2. And yeah, that if there was more time and like, it's really hard to do 3 reviews. Working on the show and getting it together and all this stuff. Because a lot of this stuff I'm going to show you was like news from today. So it makes it a little bit more challenging when I have to look at posts and pictures and things from today. So I can't really work on them ahead of time. So, but yeah, that's supposed to be an amazing book. Just awesome and scary. And 10,000 Black Feathers #1. If you can grab one and you love horror, definitely give it a chance. Definitely give it a chance. Okay. Yeah, the chance of it not being great are so infinitesimally small that it's not even believable. Okay, everybody. Next up, we are going to talk briefly about She-Hulk. Did everybody see She-Hulk from last week? See, that's one challenge with a show that's on Wednesday, but it really makes sense to be Wednesday because that's New Comic Book Day, you know? Only other option would be Tuesday because that's DC's New Comic Book Day, but most shops don't put out their books till Wednesday due to staffing. The difficulty being not that they don't want to pay employees, but on Comic Book Day, it's kind of all hands on ship. So almost all employees work that day. And it would be very expensive to have numerous people working. VCR spoiled it all. Yes! It's VCR. It's gotta be. VCR. My VCR still works. Basically, they're the red herring, like in that Scooby-Doo cartoon. A pup named Scooby-Doo, I think it was. Who's behind it all? Red herring. Which is a great joke, because it's a kid with red hair called Red Herring. I love that because, like, none of the kids watching got that joke. And, like, every episode, Red Herring was behind everything. At least that's what Freddie thought. But yeah, I thought She-Hulk was really good. I thought Madison with 2 N's and 1 Y, but it's not where you think, was funny. I like her relationship / friendship with Wong. That was awesome. What's really crazy is, though, usually when a TV show brings up spoilers for another TV show or a movie, it's things made up. They had 2 massive spoilers to Sopranos, if you've not seen The Sopranos. One of them was gigantic. I was like, oh my god. Like, I know the show is like, I think what now, like maybe 10 years old, but like, possibly more even. But these are huge spoilers, and they were just part of the plot and the storyline for the last episode of She-Hulk. So I could see people hating She-Hulk because it ruined Sopranos for them. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to have the spoilers myself and say what happened. So if you're watching Sopranos, I'm sorry. But so in the show, they mention Christopher's girlfriend, Adriana. She kind of gets killed. She gets kind of killed because she was an informant to the FBI. And it's an amazing episode called, I think it's Long-Term Parking, because that's where the I think that's where they left the body in a car. I'm sorry. That's where they take her car, so they get rid of it at an airport. I forget exactly the whole thing. A parking lot, sorry. But, yeah, that was a great episode and powerful. And then, everybody, get ready for this one. They had even a crazier spoiler. They talked about, and when Tony kills Christopher. With 3 to 4 episodes left to go, in the final season, Tony realizes that Christopher is sadly a loser, will always be a drug addict, doesn't care about getting better, and will always be unprofessional and a danger to his business. Also a danger to his family, because there was a baby seat in the back of the car as he got high and drove and was playing Pink Floyd with Tony. And he gets in an accident, hurts Tony, and he's in really bad shape. And Tony goes and holds his nose closed because he can't breathe out of his mouth because there's blood coming out of it because of the accident. And Christopher dies. And it was like a mind-blowing moment. You're like, oh my God. Oh my God. And the name of the episode, you could never guess it was going to happen. It was called Heidi and Kennedy. Because those are two young girls who were driving in another car. And basically, Tony and Christopher swerved to avoid them, if I recall correctly. So they just named the episode after these two young teenage girls. So there's no way you could have guessed that's where this happened. And this was in the first, I think, 10 minutes of the episode. The other 40 minutes is basically Tony going to hospital because of the accident. Everyone broken up about the death of Christopher. Tony lying to everybody about what happened. It's really intense. But like, that's crazy that they brought that up in She-Hulk. Oh, man. But yeah, Sopranos, great show. Highly recommend it. And She-Hulk's a great show, too. I can't quite say it's at Sopranos level because of the cultural impact that show has had and the effect on showrunners and writers and even production. That made HBO. It made Showtime look at having prestige television. Even Netflix. It kind of altered the entire playing field for that type of thing. But yes, this is another really good episode of She-Hulk. What did everyone else think about the She-Hulk episode? Everybody else enjoy it? I don't think any of them have been bad yet. I think they've all been quality. Haven't seen it? Oh, Kiki! You're behind. The new episode is tomorrow. For me, it's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. But I usually don't start anything that late, so I'll probably watch it with lunch tomorrow. Oh, you know what? Maybe I will stay up and watch it. I'm seeing a movie tomorrow and going to lunch with Xbox Live Mike, so... Or possibly late lunch, because the movie's at like 1:20 or something. Barbarian. Sounds awesome. Looking forward to it. I do love a good horror movie. Now, everybody. We talked about TV. We talked a bit about TV. Mammoth Ego. Bye, Frost! Bye, Frost. Hello, Frost. Mammoth, is that how you arrived here? You arrived by Bifrost to the YouTube video? Or the YouTube, the event. Let's call this an event. It's weekly, but why not? Let's make it an event. Bigger event it is. Not much, Mammoth. I'm doing well. Just about to start talking about some video gaming news. Because that's also a part of Hoarder's Comic Flex. So we're at that part of the episode right now. So, everybody, first off, big news, everybody. They announced the sequel to Breath of the Wild, okay? The Legend of Zelda, and let me do a brief performance for you so let you know the full title of the game, The New Legend of Zelda. Well, that's weird. My phone's vibrating. I'm sorry. I know this isn't very professional, but I see my phone. One second. Yep. Yeah, it shows live now. I'm talking about The New Legend of Zelda. Yeah. I see. Okay. So the new Legend of Zelda is not called the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Clown. Okay, so it's not called the Legend of Zelda Tears of a Clown. I kind of thought that was odd, right? I mean, naming it after a great Smokey Robinson song, I wasn't. Yeah, it seemed that okay. Well, I appreciate you telling me this. Before I made a fool out of myself. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay. And it's called what? Tears of the Kingdom. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Okay. Well, thanks. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. I thought it was Legend of Zelda Tears of a Clown. And it's Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So, egg on my face. Lots of static. Let's see. Who's the fool? Spring Rolls. Oh, Spring Rolls. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. But yeah, Legend of Zelda, May 12th. Tears of the Kingdom. Now, interesting story. The Nintendo Direct was supposed to be last week, but then Queen Elizabeth died. The title of the game, Tears of the Kingdom. So they pushed it to this week. And a lot of people have been commenting on that title saying, okay, that's why this insider, who's almost always correct, was wrong about the Nintendo Direct last week. Hello, Jason. Oh, and Alicia's in the house. I know they are. They're still in their moment of sorrow. Mourning. Period of mourning. There we go. Period of mourning. Out with the wife. I'll watch a replay. I appreciate it, Doom. Thank you. So many names popped in the chat right away. I couldn't even see everyone right away. But thank you, Doom. See, when you watch the replay, you'll catch me thanking you. So it all works out. Dude, this is me talking to you in the future. Hello. No. But yes, May 12th is the sequel to the incredibly popular The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And it's again called The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And in this one, when you pick up weapons, they break immediately. In this new Legend of Zelda, as soon as you pick up a weapon, it's broken. You have to... Link just has to use his fists, and his fists get bloody. Because everybody loved that all the weapons broke in that first one, so they're like, you know what? Screw it. They just break when you touch them. Then, everybody, we have an older and wiser and scarier Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn now looking like Steve Jobs at an Apple press conference. And apparently she's putting like inhibitors inside people so they can live their best lives. Which means going nuts and violent and doing terrible things in Gotham. It's a new version of Harley, a slightly older version. Like I mentioned before, a wiser and scarier version. A super villain type of Harley now. Who stepped out of a Joker's shadow and is no longer trying to be good because she's realized that she's ultimately meant to be the bad guy. And she's meant to test the new Gotham Knights. Now that Batman's gone, these young kids basically want to take over, and they're like, well, they need somebody to give them hell. Video dead but have audio? The video should be live. Hold on. I'm worried now. Yeah, I see myself. Reboot it on your side. Okay. The audacity! But yeah, that's really cool. I'm looking forward to the new take on Harley. She has this kind of messy looking makeup. And I think when you fight her at different times, she might have different makeup, like a heart, the club, like different parts of like playing cards, different like the different suits and everything. So that's pretty cool. And I'm very much looking forward to Gotham Knights. That's no secret. Like, I go on and on about Gotham Knights, everybody. You cannot shut me up about Gotham Knights, even if you tried. Many have. Many have. And here we go. Exclusive DLC for Hogwarts Legacy. How do we all feel about exclusive DLC? And this is big exclusive DLC. Like, this is kind of ridiculous. It's a horror-themed mission about a magic shop that you get to purchase, and then apparently you can sell things from the magic shop in order to make money in-game to, like, I guess, buy accessories and things you need to be a wizard. Running out the last few Avengers events for your lurking. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I agree, Spring. I agree. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The consumer is the one who gets screwed over. Sony gets this really awesome thing to put in their version of the game, and the other consumers who have the other consoles just suffer. I won't say suffer. That's too far. I mean, this is a video game, for God's sake. They get the, short end of the stick. We'll say that. We'll say that. But yeah, it's sucky, It's sucky. And then you get like a special outfit. You get special robes or something. Like, it's like 3 things that you get, and they seem meaningful. And it seems like the side mission is unlike any of the other side missions. So, like, yeah. Oh, and also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that J.K. Rowling is a TERF. And when I purchase Hogwarts Legacy, I will be giving a donation to the Trevor Project. I kind of want to see if I could do that under J.K. Rowling's name. Not exactly sure how that works. Not exactly sure how that works. But yeah. The way I look at it, and other people in the LGBT community have said that this is something they really love. They love this world. They love the characters in it. And to have this one prejudiced person, yes, they did create that world, but not to enjoy this thing that they love is, in a way, it's also her winning. But yeah, she wins when you buy a copy of the game as well. So then, when I thought about it, I was like, doing a donation to a charity that she would never give money to in a million years is, I think, a good idea. So, yep. So there's that. And yeah, that's all the gaming we have. That's me. Hoarder plays games for the week. That's that part of this amazing event. Not a show you can see every week. An amazing one in a kind event. Everybody, it's time for us to toy around. It's time for us to toy around, I think. So, let's toy around this week. Already got her paycheck. Rounding error for her. Well, she'll get an amount for each copy of the game. Would you look at this? She might be Mystique to you, but she'll always be Raven Darkholme to me. Mystique And Baby Nightcrawler. I believe it's an exclusive, possibly. Marvel Legends from Hasbro Pulse. I believe it retailed $27.99. This was like just today or yesterday, so this is real recent. I think it looks really cool. I like it quite a bit. Some people were upset with the specific waist that was used, but I have no issue. They're comparing it to another figure from Marvel Legends, and apparently they thought that was the one they were getting, but I think it looks really good. I like it. So there is Mystique right there. There goes Mystique. Bye-bye, Mystique. See you later. Okay. I think I had it. Where'd it go? There we go. There we go. So, Joker from Arkham City. Red Hood from Arkham Knight. Scarecrow from Arkham Knight. These are new McFarlane figures. These were just recently announced. This is very recent. $19.99 on Amazon. Probably between $19.99 and $24.99 anywhere you would go to get them. Is it one of those boxes where you can't see the actual figure itself? Because I don't like those because it was a bad paint job. I don't know. Yes. Yes. But here's the good thing. It wouldn't matter because you can't buy it in a store. You'd have to ship it back. The Mystique figure, I mean. Because I believe it is an exclusive from Hasbro Pulse. Cartman gets one win in his lifetime. Cartman gets one win in his lifetime. But yeah, I like the Joker. He has the sword. So that's really cool. Directly from Arkham City. I like the Red Hood a lot. Hero Mentor, I think, would enjoy the Red Hood. He's a big fan of the character. And then we have the terrifying version of Scarecrow from Arkham Knight. And those are from McFarlane Toys. And yeah, pre-order's alive on that right now. Everybody knows who this is, right? This is a 12-inch Magneto. Multiple heads, multiple helmets, multiple hands. To like show the magnetic abilities that he has. I believe those are supposed to be magnetic waves that he has like coming out of his hands, like he's like, well, you can't see me because what I'm showing right there, but like he's shooting you with the magnetic beams. This is a great figure. It's from Mondo, and while it is great, it is also the bearer of a great price tag. It's $225. Again, though, he is a 12-inch figure, multiple heads, a lot of accessories. So I think it looks great. I think it's a phenomenal sculpt. It's just way out of my price range, but I think it's really cool. Just had to bite your tongue from saying something about 12-inch man. Yeah, but I think that's a really cool piece. They've already done a 12-inch Wolverine. And I'm trying to think who else. There's been a number of them. Possibly an Apocalypse. I don't know. But yeah, this is a nice figure, but a little bit on the pricey side. $225. And we have one other picture. One other toy for toying around. But I cheated because it's many toys. G.I. Joe Classified, everybody. Serpentor. That's right. In the upper left-hand corner. Serpentor. Unless it turns the image for you. I don't think it does, though. But yeah, Serpentor. Look at next to Serpentor. Sergeant Slaughter. I kid you not. Look really carefully at Sergeant Slaughter. He's holding a miniature Sergeant Slaughter action figure in his hand. That's one of the coolest accessories I've seen for any toy. That's pretty great. Towards the bottom here, we have a member of the Crimson Guard, and we have their leaders, brothers, identical twin brothers, Tomax and Xamot. Tomax and Xamot, and Tomax and Xamot will possibly launch in November. Anyone that pre-ordered them was expecting March of next year. A dispatch changed on that, and it could be as early as November for Tomax and Xamot. The Bat figure is cool here. This is actually an android. I have the regular version of him. It's the dude with the red visor in the center. But yeah, I'm not trying to get all the alternate ones, just the main villains. Like Serpentor. Yes, Hoarder will try to get Serpentor. Hoarder will do his damnedest to grab a Serpentor. And damn it, he's gonna get a Serpentor. Now, everybody. Everyone loves this every week. Every week, I go into the future. But I don't have a time machine. I have a crystal ball out of camera that you can't see. All the way to the future. 1 week from today. So, here we go, everybody. Because there aren't enough X-Men books, here's another one. Exterminators issue 1. Is it gone now? Because I turned off the plug-in. I turn the plug-in on and then I turn it off right away. Hopefully it's better now. Okay, good. Well, I am sorry about the static, everybody. That might be because the computer did an update. I'll try to check that one out and see what's going on with it. Probably have to just unplug the mixer and plug it back in. But we won't be using it anymore. There's no more plug-in usage today. No more plug-in. That's a Hoarder guarantee. The Wink sold it, right? The Wink, that's what did it. That's what really made that a guarantee. Okay. Exterminators is basically a girls' night out. Having fun, you know, just sort of chilling. Dazzler, Jubilee, and Wolverine. And they basically get caught in like a Saw type situation full of death traps. That's basically how they explain this book. I don't know if it's a mini-series. I don't know how, with that explanation, it could be a long series. But it's Exterminators #1. So, I thought it was interesting. And yet, it's another X book. But it's an X book with a much different concept. It's been rumored to be kind of Grindhouse-like. So, this could be a really fun book. Exterminators #1. Bye-bye, Exterminators. Now, everybody, we have Batman One Bad Day, Two-Face, #1. This is a series of one-shots all about different Rogues Gallery members of Batman. So Batman's villains, his big ones. They each get a book over the course of at least 8 months. First book was Riddler, and it was really good. And now there's a Two-Face book. And that is right here in front of you. So that comes out next week, and it should be a really cool one-shot about the Riddler, some elements of him that you don't know about or that are new. And yeah, I was really happy with I'm sorry, Two-Face. I was really happy though with the Riddler book. I thought it was good. And Mariko Tamaki is currently the writer, or actually, I'm sorry, was the writer of Detective Comics. Oh wow, real recently, only like 2-3 months ago. So Ram V took over for the last 2 issues, and is now the current writer. But before that, Mariko Tamaki. Thank God what Jason is referring to is Batman Damned #1. The first printing showed a shadow of Batman's, we'll say, nether region. And it almost broke the internet. And they had to like pull the copies of the book. I still have first printing. Yeah, it was a really interesting situation for a couple weeks. And that was the first Black Label book, or one of them, right? I think it was in the first 6 months of Black Label books, or first year. It was early on. It was early on. They were sure they were just going to cancel everything, and yet they are putting out the best stuff from DC. Oh yeah, Black Label's awesome. I think they're also doing that Superman Space Age series. I think that's considered Black Label as well. Hardcover book just came out today, One Dark Night, written and drawn by Jock. That's the name, Jock. And that's really good. That's another Black Label series. Usually what they do is prestige books. They're between like $6 to $8. There's usually about 2 or 3 of them, and they tell a story, and then they put them into hardcover or softcover trades after. So, goodbye, Two-Face. I almost said Riddler. I stopped myself. I stopped myself. And here, to me, this is the most exciting book next week. A brand new #1 issue. Vanish, #1, by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, the team from 2018 Venom. Basically, a young boy had like crazy powers and possibly saved the world, but now he's down on his luck. All that's past him, and new superhero people show up. I believe they're called the Prestige, and it's all coming back to him again. And it's supposed to be crazy, violent, just nuts. And it's Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman doing an image book. So I believe that will be the case. I also love the artwork. I believe this is the Ryan Stegman cover, I believe, too. Buy novel and hardcover is $30. Worth it to get those Black Labels. Yes. So see, that's the thing, though. So with the Black Label books, I usually just like to wait for the trades or hardcover, because you're spending, again, between $6 to $8. I think one was like $9, but usually they're not that high. Between $6 to $8 for like 3 issues, or you get like a hardcover version of that for the same price, or like $2 or $3 more, you know? But yeah, everybody, I think this will be one of the biggest hot books next week. I pre-ordered mine like 2 months ago because I'm a huge fan of both Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. Donny Cates is currently writing Hulk and Thor. So, yeah. Vanish, #1. Now, everybody, we're gonna start winding down. We're about to start winding down. So I have to ask. I need to prime the pump, everybody. It's time for me to prime the pump, okay? What Do you have any questions? Any books you want me to review? Any toy lines you want me to talk about? Anything like that for an upcoming episode? Let me know. Let me know. It's easier to do single issues than it is an entire trade. That doesn't mean it's impossible. It would just be challenging, and I would have to figure out how I would go about it. And I'm not playing a ghost piano. I'm just priming the pump for your questions. Now, our final review of the evening. I will just start out by saying, oh, let me move that. This book kicks ass. I thought it might kick ass, but it completely kicks ass. There's World's Finest, also written by Mark Waid, this great Batman and Superman team-up book. And it's been awesome. And it's had a scary-ass villain called Nezda. Is it Nezda? I can't pronounce it, really. I think it's the demon Nezda. Anyway, if you know who the League of Assassins are, they're basically the demon's head. Nezda's the demon. It's very literal. There's a demon, and he's terrifying. And he can alter perceptions, he can alter reality, and he was the first story arc of World's Finest. Well, he ends up twisting Damian Wayne around his little finger, and things get really creepy and crazy in Batman vs. Robin #1. Like, this is really cool. It starts out with the return of Alfred Pennyworth. You heard that correctly. Alfred died during the Tom King run, killed by Thomas Wayne. Actually, I apologize. It might have been Bane, but I'm pretty sure it was Thomas Wayne that killed Alfred. Bane and Thomas Wayne were working together. It's a long story, but it worked. Anyway, he's back somehow. And of course, he's Batman, so he's like, "You're not Alfred. What's going on here?" But this imposter knows things no one else but Alfred could know. And like, he even suggests, "Hey, do a medical check on me in the Batcave," and all this other stuff. And Bruce is like, he believes this is Alfred by the end of the issue. Well, once they go to do the medical check in the Batcave, they see Damian Wayne working with Tim Hunter from Neil Gaiman's The Books of Magic, and another character who basically has a genie in a fountain pen, who I don't know anything about. I need to look into this character. And basically, Damian is controlling them. They're under some sort of magic spell, and they're helping him. And Batman doesn't go well against magic. So he ends up getting a hold of Zatanna. I told you this is a good book. And Zatanna is basically slowly being hung, but magically. And this is happening to almost all the magic users are being infected by something. And I'm sure Nezda is the cause of it. And it's a really cool book. I recommend Batman vs. Robin #1 a lot. A lot. Does anyone have any questions on Batman vs. Robin #1? Ooh. Nezda also basically gave Damian Wayne access to all these insane artifacts with different magical abilities and things to take on Batman. And yeah, it's pretty wild. Listening to the radio plays of The Wastelander. I have not. Mrs. Marvel Venom 1. I'll see what I can do about that, Kiki. What I could do is like tweet a review of it, because I do have it. I did pick up that book because it looked interesting to me. but I always have to decide 1 or 2 books to review, and doing 3 or 4 would be too much. So I could at least get you an idea what I think of that book. But yeah, I did pick it up. They started a Doom one, really? Well, that's one cool moment. Doom is involved in Midnight Suns #1. So I'm actually more excited by the ending of Midnight Suns #1 and the final few pages than I was the majority of the book. I'm on the fence about issue 2, though. Gotta be honest. I've gotta be honest. But yeah, this was great. This is everything I want from like a Batman DC book. I was impressed with this. Mark Waid has been really good recently. Like, he's a great comic writer, but there was a period of time, I believe, he had some tragedy in his life, and the writing at that time, understandably, was not at the same level, and a lot was on his mind, you could tell when he was writing. But this is excellent. It's Mark Waid. This is a radio show. So do we have any other suggestions? Any other toys or... Like I said, I will read Miss Marvel and Venom, issue 1. And I'll tweet a kind of review for that. I might even do a TikTok video review of that. We'll see. It's too difficult for me to throw in reviews from previous weeks when the new week's books come out. Oh, if spring is still here, I'm not sure if spring is still here. There was a huge comic announcement today. Scarlet Witch is getting an ongoing series starting in January. So yeah, that was pretty big news. There are a lot of new solicits for comics coming out in December and January today. Dr. Doom is just the latest. Give the old man Hawkeye or Star-Lord a listen. So it's a series of radio shows that Mark Waid has created based on different heroes and villains, if I'm to understand correctly. It's on Spotify? How do I check it out? Oh, he is doing Doom Wastelanders. Okay, okay. I'll have to look it up. Because I'm slightly confused by it, but I'll look it up. Everybody, we are just about done, but I would be remiss not to thank Doomkiller HD and Doom Squad Gaming for letting me borrow the channel here to do this event. Again, not a show, a freaking event. But every week, 8 p.m. Central. So, an event that's often. An often event. Hopefully not an awful event. I will try not to make it awful. Also, this Friday, 7 p.m. Central, I Sing, I Game, also known as Cam Sinclair, will be hosting the Doom Squad DSG block party, and it's Friday night fight night. He's going to play W2K22 and Multiverses. Stop by for the vibes. Stay for the action. Maybe I shouldn't have done the wink there. Maybe that was weird. Well, it's too late now. It is now in the history books, as they say. The history of YouTube comic people. I don't know. Thank you, Kiki. Eventful, even. Thank you, Jason. Thank you again, Kiki, for saying never awful. Thank you. But yeah, I'm also on Twitch, twitch.tv/Hoardergamer. I'm currently doing Arkham Asylum, and I'll be streaming that tomorrow, Thursday, at between 7 and 8 p.m. Central. Yeah, twitch.tv/Hoardergamer. Everybody, thank you very much. I will see you next week with another episode of Hoarder's Comic Flex. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. See you later. Bye-bye.